Do you need to do a tax return? I'm Sam Keats from Keats Accounting, and this week's tax tip is about whether or not you need to lodge a tax return. It's that time of year where the tax office are sending reminders out to people saying that they've got overdue tax lodgements, and we're getting a lot of confused phone calls here in the office. So I just wanted to explain to you what all of this means. You are required to lodge a tax return every year, or alternatively, if you're not going to lodge a tax return, you do actually need to let the tax office know that you're not required to lodge. It is really simple. It's a matter of filling in a form, lodging it, or updating your details on the MyGov app. But a lot of people get confused about it. So some of the common scenarios we see, let's say that you haven't worked for a year and you've been on Centrelink entitlements for the year. You have filled in a form with Centrelink online to tell them what your income has been. Centrelink doesn't actually share that information with the tax office. So the tax office doesn't know that you don't need a tax return just because you've already told Centrelink. So really common one we see is where someone's been out of the workforce for a number of years and all of a sudden the tax office is complaining and threatening fines because you've got 5 years worth of outstanding tax returns. It's a really, really simple fix. So we just lodge a form. Easy done, but you do need to keep on top of it and make sure that you're doing that form every year, or if you're not going to be working for a significant period of time, you can actually tell the tax office, I'm not going to be doing any tax returns, and you lodge that and that stays valid until circumstances change. We also see situations where people may not have worked and they haven't done anything in terms of notifying Centrelink. That's perfectly fine. You just need to let the tax office know. There's a checklist on the tax office website that can help you determine whether or not you need to lodge tax return, and of course we're always here to help you as well. But essentially what it boils down to is if you've had any form of income that is not reportable to the tax office in some other form. So for example, it's not employment income. So let's say, for example, you've been running a small business, you've been doing some consulting and submitting invoices to your clients. It might be a really tiny amount, but you actually are required to lodge a tax return even if you're not going to have to pay any tax on it. You still need to fill in the forms, let the tax office know. So if you think that there's a chance you may have unlodged tax returns, you can check yourself on the MyGov app. You can call us if you're on our client list and we can look that up for you. And if you do have those outstanding documents, we can help you really easily and quickly to get those under control. If you've got any questions, give us a call. See you next week.